Hello. Yeah, I've had an interesting conversation with some folks, and they'd asked me a kind of a peculiar sounding question, I thought. But after I thought about it a little bit, I thought maybe it wasn't so peculiar after all. But basically, they wanted to know what was the basic uh, foundation, if you will, of the law, or what was uh, the law based on? What was the foundation? And first, I thought maybe, well, obviously it's Yahushua. But then after I gave it a little bit more thought, I thought, well, it can only be one thing other than Yahushua, and that would be love, because that's what Yahuwah is love. So, thought I'd make this little video here and have this conversation with y'all about love, and try to wrap it up pretty quickly here. Love is everything. Yah is love, so therefore, love is everything. If we go to love, chapter 1, 1 Corinthians 13, we can read the definition for love, or the definition of Yahuah, if you will, by reading that chapter. So if you get time on your own, by all means go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which a lot of people call the love chapter, and read the definition of Yahuah, or definition of love. Very interesting. Anyways, let's start off this conversation today in Matthew 22, verse 33. Says, "And when the throngs heard, they were astonished at his teaching." Speaking of Yahushua, of course. "But the Pharisee, having heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, or Sanhedrin, were gathered together, and one of them, one learned in the Torah, did question, trying him and saying," well, this would be an attorney, all right? One learned in the Torah would be a young attorney. Trying him and saying, "Teacher, which is the great command in the Torah?" Which is the great command, singular, great command in the Torah? And Yahushua said to him, "You shall love Yahuwah your all, with all your heart, and with all your being, and with all your mind. This is the first and great command." So not only did he say it was the great command in the Torah, he said it was the first and the great command, singular. Okay, so he answered his question with love, with a love command. Basically, you're commanded, it says, you shall love Yahuwah your all, with all your heart, and with all your being, and with all your mind. So love. And then he went on and said, "And the second is like it. You shall," which is also a command, "you shall love your neighbor as yourself." And you shall love your neighbor as yourself. That's another love command. So here we find out the first and the great command is to love Yahuwah. The second is like it, which is also a love command, to love others, or love your neighbor. Okay? And both of those commands can be found in the Torah. Of course they can. And you can read them if you want to in the Torah, in Deuteronomy 6, 4 through 9, and Leviticus 19, 9 through 18. And then Yahushua goes on and says, "On these two commands hang all the Torah and the prophets. And on these two commands hang all the Torah and the prophets. He's saying the whole thing. The whole Tanakh, man. Everything. At least the Torah and the prophets. Okay? And those two commands, which are love commands. Love Yahuah, love your neighbor. So right there pretty much sums it up for us. We could really just stop this video right now and come out of this with a perfect understanding that the Torah and the prophets is all about love. Teach love. The lesson is love. Pretty much clears it up right there. Okay? We'll go on just for a little bit, just to try to substantiate or confirm our discovery here that love is the basic law, if you will, that everything else is based on. It's the foundation of the law is love, or it's the final lesson. It's the completion. It's graduation day when we realize that the Torah and prophets teaches us how to love Yahuah and others. Love. That's it. Well, let's go over to John. John 13, verse 34. It says, "A renewed command I give to you." So renewed command means that it was given once before, right? "A renewed command I give to you." So it's not a new command like it says in the KJV and the NKJV. It's a renewed command. We've been given this before. "That you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this shall all know that you are my pupils, if you have love for one another." So there you go. He's given us a renewed command to love others, is what he's doing there. He's given us a renewed command to love others. Okay, love one another. Same difference. Okay, so let's go over to 1 John chapter 4. And we read in verse 1, "Beloved ones, do not believe every Ruach, but prove the Ruachs, whether they are of Yahuah, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. By this you know the Ruach of Yahuah. Every Ruach that confesses that Yahushua Mashiach has come in the flesh is of Yahuah. And every Ruach that does not confess that Yahushua Mashiach has come in the flesh is not of Yahuah. And this is the Ruach of the anti-Mashiach, which you heard is coming and now is already in the world. You are of Yahuah, little children, and have overcome them, because he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. They are of the world, therefore they speak as of the world, and the world hears them. We are of Yahuah. The one knowing Yahuah hears us. He who is not of Yahuah does not hear us. By this we know the Ruach of the truth and the Ruach of the delusion. Beloved ones, let us love one another, because love is of Yahuah. And everyone who loves has been born of Yahuah and knows Yahuah. So here we go. Love one another, because love is of Yahuah. And everyone who loves has been born of Yahuah. Means you've been born again, right? Born from above. And knows Yahuah. So you know Yahuah because he indwells you. And you love him and he loves you. The one who does not love does not know Yahuah. For Yahuah is love. Love. By this, the love of Yahuah was manifested in us, revealed, manifested is revealed, that Yahuah has sent his only begotten Son into the world in order that we might live through him. Through him. In this is love, that not that we loved Yahuah, but that he loved us and sent his Son to be an atoning offering for our sins. Beloved ones, if Yahuah so loved us, we also ought to love one another. No one has seen Yahuah at any time. If we love one another, Yahuah does stay in us, and his love has been perfected in us. By this we know that we stay in him and he in us, because he has given us of his Ruach. His Ruach has to be in you. And we have seen and bear witness that the Father has sent the Son, the deliverer of the world. Whoever confesses that Yahushua is the Son of Yahuah, Yahuah stays in him and he in Yahuah. And we have known and believed the love that Yahuah has sent for us. Yahuah is love. And he who stays in love stays in Yahuah, and Yahuah in him. So if you got love, if you found love, you have Yahuah, because Yahuah is love. If you don't have love, you don't love Yahuah and others, then you don't have Yahuah in you, because Yahuah is love. You have to love. It's the lesson, man. Love is the lesson of the Torah and the Prophets. By this love has been perfected with us, in order that we might have boldness in the day of judgment, because as he is, which is love, so are we in this world. We can love. We're loving this fallen world, because we know Yah. Yah stays in us, and Yah is love. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear holds punishment, and he who fears has not been made perfect in love, because Yahuah is not in you. That's why. We love him because he first loved us. If someone says, I love Yahuah, and hates his brother, he is a liar. For the one not loving his brother, whom he has seen, how is he able to love Yahuah, whom he has not seen? And we have this command from him. And we have this command from him, that the one loving Yahuah should love his brother too. That's the first two commandments, right there. And we have this command from him, that the one loving Yahuah, you're commanded to love Yahuah, should love his brother too. You're commanded to love your brother or your neighbor, right? Same thing. It's all the same thing. So let's skip over to Romans 13. Let's go to Romans 13. Let every being in subjection to the governing authorities. Be in subjection to the governing authorities. For there is no authority except from Yahuah, and the authorities that exist are appointed by Yahuah. Makes sense? So he who opposes the authority withstands the institution of Yahuah, and those who rebel shall bring judgment on themselves. For those ruling are an object of fear, not to good works, but to evil behavior. Do you wish to be not afraid of the authority? Do the good, and you shall have praise from it. For if it is a servant of Yahuah to you for good, for it is a servant of Yahuah to you for good. But if you do evil, be afraid, for it does not bear the sword in vain. For it is a servant of Yahuah, a revenger to execute wrath on him who practices evil. Therefore, it is necessary to be subject not only because of wrath, but also because of the conscience. The Torah is written in your conscience, mind. For because of this, you also pay taxes, for they are servants of Yahuah, attending continually to these duties. Render therefore to all what is due to them, tax to whom tax is due, toil to whom toil, fear to whom fear, respect to whom respect. Owe no one anything except to love one another. For he who loves another has performed the Torah. Here we go. So if you don't want to fear the law and the authorities, then love. If you love, it's impossible for you to break the law. If you have love, Yah is love. So the Torah here it's saying that owe no one anything except to love one another. So, nobody nothing, and you're still commanded to love one another. That you owe everybody, to love them. Okay? That's what you owe them, to love them. You owe them love. For he who loves another has performed the Torah. So you take all the Torah, all the laws, all the right rulings and the statutes from the Torah, and if you love, he who loves another, and you love somebody, you have performed the Torah. That means you're upholding all those laws. If you're loving someone, you can't break Torah. What this is telling you. For this, you shall not break wedlock, you shall not murder, you shall not steal. That's telling you how to love someone now, right? This is what love does. Love obeys all these commands. Just love. You can't break those commands if you love someone. You shall not bear false witness. You shall not covet. And if there is any other command, is summed up in this word. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. See? So if you love your neighbor as yourself, you love others, you can't break the Torah. Impossible to break the Torah if out of love. You can only break it from hate and evil. Love does no evil. Bam. Love does no evil to a neighbor. Love does no evil to a neighbor. Therefore, love is completion of the Torah. Therefore, love is completion of the Torah. Completion of the Torah? What's completion mean? Completion means done. You're done. You're finished. No, you don't have to do nothing else. You're released. You graduated. You're released from the taskmaster. You've learned your lesson. You've got an A+. You graduated. See ya. You've learned to love. All the Torah and the prophets hang on those two love commands. Love Yahuah, love others. That's it. It's all about love. So what's the most simplest form of obedience? What is the basic law of the Torah and Prophets? What's the very foundation of obedience? Love. Love. Love, 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 and more love. Lovey-dovey, love, 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 love. That's your answer, folks. Break it all down to the bottom line. It's all about love. Why? Because Yahuah is love. So love Yahuah, love others, obey those two great love commands, and you have completed the Torah. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay in love with Yahusha and others. So long, Nazarene, beloved of Yahuah.
Yahuah. living water, Baruch haba b'Shem Yahuah, Yahusha, living water, Baruch haba b'Shem Yahuah. I sing out with praise to you. Your name is beautiful to me, my King. I sing out with praise to you. My heart desires to honor you, my Yah. I sing out with praise to you, Yahusha, living Torah, Baruch haba b'Shem Yahuah, Yahusha, living Torah, Baruch haba b'Shem Yahuah. I sing out with praise to you. Your name is beautiful to me, my King. I sing out with praise to you. My heart desires to honor you, my Yah. I sing out with praise to you, Yahusha, living